All right, so I'm out in the woods with the dog. There's the dog right at the tip at the side. And I'm ripping through the trail, just trying to make progress. And you've heard me say on this YouTube channel before, success for me is one view. I make every video with at least one friend or family member in mind. And today, because I'm here with the Scythe that I've really been putting through the paces, this video is for my scything buddies, John and Chris, and they're gonna get a text message later today. So I'm gonna flip on the other side of the camera, show you today's progress, a little bit of my observations, and then I have some stuff to chop up at home with this guy. It's 6:30 in the morning. I've been doing this for half an hour, 45 minutes, and it makes no noise, so I'm not waking anybody up. So I'm gonna weed whack outside my house right now after I change my blade angle, which I just noticed. And all right, enough talking. Time for more talking. Stay through to the end because we're gonna get a moment of zen, and it is just beautiful today. It is hard not to just keep going with this, but I have other things to do with my day. And it's time to head home. So if I turn this way, this is gonna mean nothing on YouTube. Zip is pointing in the northernmost direction. Probably another 150 feet that way is the property line. And you know, we got our poison ivy back here, and we've got a little bit of fescue, thin grasses. We got ferns, and then we have all the invasives growing back up in between. So today, I did all of this, keeping the path clear. And if I didn't do this, it would devolve eventually back into this. This is what I cleared out this winter. The thorns grow up from the center initial shoot, and then they lean over to the side, and then they plant themselves again, and then they spread until you get an impenetrable thorny mess. This is one of the few spots that actually has some grass to it. That's an offshoot of the trail that I haven't cleaned up yet. And then Zip's going where we did, I don't know, yesterday, the day before. My kids got strep for the 3rd time this month, so it's been a lot of at-home time. All right, so observation points. We had this big layer of ferns that I got rid of in the last video. Underneath that understory is things like, I think that might be false strawberry or something. What was I just looking at? I wanted to point out. Oh, it's a mess. You have the little thorn bushes that want to come back. Get that in focus. And now that with the ferns gone, it opens up these to sunlight. So these are going to start to shoot up because they have a little bit of root reserve left. This is jewel weed. I'm not really worried about that. It's very juicy and it's easy to get rid of. It comes back. It's also a, if you're going to get poison ivy or stinging nettle, you can mash up some jewel weed, and it helps negate the effects of stinging nettle and poison ivy. So generally where there is stinging nettle or poison ivy, there's jewel weed growing. Back to the original point, we got rid of the overstory, and we have this little understory of stuff that is now going to get fresh sunlight. Like this is a thorn bush. This right here will turn into that. It all starts right there. So most plants like the first cut. First cut's great. That means, all right, time to grow. Time to show them what I'm worth, release some growth hormones, and branch out, become even bigger and stronger and better. Which is what these guys want to do. I think that's Virginia creeper, which is a nasty little bugger. And we got some poison ivy on there, and we got some thorn bushes. So if all plants like the first cut, the trees like to be pruned, plants like to be pruned, this is going to trigger growth along this trail. Now that's beautiful if you're a grass farmer and you want to regrow pasture to feed your livestock. But if you're getting rid of invasives, plants don't like the second cut. So in cattle farming, we talk about avoiding the second bite. You want all the cows to take one bite out of each plant. That'll trigger the regrowth, but the second bite, if you leave them in there too long, stunts the plant. Now that I've got the first pass done, Zip and I are gonna go through, and maybe because it's a little safer, because I've kind of knocked everything down and I know where the obstacles are, maybe I'll use the grass blade so it's faster. But maybe I'll stay with the brush blade because it's durable and I have a ton of obstacles. So this is the end of this. Where I have my camera right now-ish is where I shot the last time lapse in the last video. Spinning around. So we'll come through with the scythe again, and we'll hit those plants a second time to help stunt the growth. Plus the walking on it, not only by Zip and myself, but all the local wildlife tramples it down a little bit. And we'll see what plants are coming up and just maintain our trail. There's no way I'm ever going to make a dent in these invasive species that are choking out and killing the forest. I could stop that statement there. That's depressing. I have made a dent. I've made it accessible. Here's my dent. And I can't continue to make a dent and try to reclaim at least my little part of this forest, my little part of Connecticut, without an access trail. And I weave my access trail around the native plants, getting rid of the invasive plants. And if nothing else, I can share a little further education with everybody so we all have a better understanding of the woods. So this is my corner spot. I like to do a moment of zen. Maybe we'll go a little further, show you the rest of the trail. It's been a while since I got to see Chris and John, so hang out a little bit longer. This was a little muddy. You see why I don't take machines back here? Now it's 6:30 in the morning. It's quiet. I can do my work, get a workout in, get some righteous core strength. Look at that. This is where I should cut the other day. And this is all thorn bushes, bittersweet. A little bit of dandelion. I'll take some dandelion. Goldenrod. I don't really care. It's better than the other stuff on the list of invasive species. And let's go pop right down in here. And it's just incredible. Oh, let's keep walking around. This is the stone wall I was working on. Yeah, I'll link to some of these videos in the description for this one. And it's a little rougher on the right side. About 2 feet high, 2.5 feet high between the stone wall and where I left off cutting. And that'll be a fun time lapse because there's not a lot of obstacles in there. It's a lot of rocks to weave around. For now, I'm working on this trail. That trail, the stone wall path behind me will look like this soon enough. All right, maybe we'll stop it there. How could I forget a little sunrise moment of zen in the woods? See you guys later. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day. Take care of yourselves, and if you can, someone else too.